time has come once again. Isn't this crazy? This is the 4th new Star Wars film in this series of 3.5 years to 4 years. That's pretty cool. And it's the second Star Wars story, the first one being Rogue One, which I am repping today because it's really the only Star Wars shirt I have. I really need to get more. But it's really cool. We're about to go see Solo, a Star Wars story. It's opening night. I'm looking forward to it. It's not IMAX, unfortunately. I was not able to get tickets because they're having the fan event, which I would normally love to have gone to, but it was $30 per person and didn't have the money at the time, which is fine. My best friend Ian, I'm gonna probably be seeing it again with him, and that will be IMAX, so I could take that in. But for now, it's gonna be a standard viewing in a normal standard format theater. But we get recliners at least, so that's pretty cool. It's my local AMC, and they got stuff like that. They didn't renovate the IMAX room because it's just too much. It's over 460 seats, which sucks. I won't be in that large of a crowd, but I'll be in a crowd of about 40, 50, so that's not bad. I'm definitely looking forward to being in a room with fans, and it's just so fascinating to think, isn't it, that there were, for a time, just one Star Wars film for people, all the way back in 1977, and then by 1980 we had 2, 1983 there were 3, the Star Wars trilogy, 3 films, and then for a long time it goes by, and then Phantom Menace came out, prequels were coming out, and then boom, we had a full 6-set saga that we thought that's all it would be for the end of time. But then George sold Lucasfilm to Disney, and then boom, we were set for The Force Awakens, then Rogue One, then The Last Jedi, which seemed like it just came out, and now here we are for Solo. Anyway, it's just so cool to think. I mean, these new Star Wars stories that are happening are really cool. The Saga films have been great. Here we are for Solo, which is officially the 10th Star Wars film. That is amazing. And we did just have The Last Jedi, so that's probably why we're not feeling the biggest amount of Star Wars hype right now for Solo as much as the other films, because we normally have a year-long wait in between them, and Solo, it was only a 5-month wait, and then it's gonna be crazy for Episode 9 because we have to wait a year and 6 months. That's a long time. A year and a half? I mean, I better enjoy Solo now. And I'm sure I will. And I haven't really heard any reviews or spoilers, but I saw this awesome tweet by Josh Gad. He's the voice of Olaf in the Frozen film, and also he moderated the panel for The Last Jedi at Star Wars Celebration, of which I attended, which you could also check out. He said that Solo was not only a great film, but the last 30 minutes will leave you breathless. I have no idea what that could mean, whether it could be something for winning the Millennium Falcon, the Kessel Run itself. I don't know. It could just be a whole new thing that we've not heard of past Han Solo Star Wars lore. All I know is I'm super looking forward to Solo. I'm very excited. I do have some predictions. I hope that some of them come true. Like, I'll just go on saying right now, I won't say whether or not they're correct till I get into a spoiler review on a new show I am debuting on the channel called Hyperspace Hype. It's a new talk show where I'll be talking Star Wars, hopefully weekly, and it's just going to be a really fun time where I just talk Star Wars. So, we're going to do some predictions right now for Solo, a Star Wars story. My arm is getting tired. So I am curious, will C-3PO and R2-D2 show up since they've been in every Star Wars film? I'm going to optimistically say yes, though I kind of doubt it. I believe Boba Fett will make an appearance. Jabba the Hutt won't make an appearance, though I really want him to, and if he does, I really want it to be a puppet. If it's not a puppet, and they do CG, I'm really intrigued to see what a modern-day CG Jabba would look like. I'll probably be okay with it. But I do want it to be a puppet Jabba if they were to do it, but it's not going to be Jabba as much as I want it to be. Yeah, I had to switch arms and flip the camera. So I do think Beckett is going to die in this film. Whether or not he betrays Han, I'm not sure. I actually don't think he will. I don't think Qi'ra is going to betray Han. I actually think she'll survive. And I'm hopefully looking forward to more Solo films. I mean, the cast seem to be interested in doing it. Other people who have been to advanced screenings said they enjoyed Solo enough to want that, so I think it'll be pretty cool. This is just a weird angle that my camera's at right now. I know we're definitely going to be seeing that Kessel Run, and we're going to be seeing how the Millennium Falcons won in a game of Sabacc, hopefully. I mean, hopefully. And we're going to see how Han and Chewie meet, and how They formed the Life Dead, I believe, and then a whole bunch of new stuff we haven't seen. I know we got the Cloud Riders and everybody, so I'm so looking forward to Solo. We're gonna go ahead and head off to the theater. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are, so we're gonna go film around the theater. And that was my dad, who will be accompanying me this evening. So we're gonna go do all that, and I'll share my thoughts spoiler-free at the end of this. See you guys later. Been a while since I've been in here. Why'd I even do it? So I'm about to go watch Solo. I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch the review in a minute. It's been 2 hours for me, but a minute for you.
These are the living quarters. One of my favorite places on the ship. Everything's patented. We got the sound system. Great. You don't want to touch any of this. Up here we have the guest quarters. Pretty awesome space. Over here, you have one of my favorite places on the ship, food and coffee bar. Make you a drink if you want, you know. This ship has probably never looked better than when Lando kind of had it. Ta-da! This is where magic happens. We got everything here. These pillows are made from actual kajak. It's not easy to get. Listen to some tunes if I want to. But I think the coolest part of this entire ship is in here. The cape room. I got every cape. Okay? I got an everyday cape, sister's wedding cape, intergalactic President's Day cape. This is just if someone gets cold. Okay? I got everything you could probably ever ask for in here. And here is the cockpit. Here we are, in the cockpit. You made it. Over here we have the sliders, light up buttons, but I think the coolest part of the ship has to be the hyperdrive. And you get in the hyperdrive like this. I never get tired of that.
Okay, now I just got home, and pretty cool. Little backstory. I did not make it into the. I did not make it into the opening night fan event of Solo Star Wars Story, unfortunately, as I mentioned in the beginning. Just way too pricey at the time, and I couldn't make it in, and no good seats were available left. Wish I could have been in that audience, because my audience was, frankly, pretty lifeless, honestly. They enjoyed it, little chuckles here and there, but nothing you would really pick up. There was only like a couple people who were like really into it as much as I was, unfortunately. But however, I managed to snag some stuff that the opening night fan event people also got. Now I asked the guy, like, cause their showtime had already started when we got there. I was like, hey, is there any chance maybe I can get some of the stuff you're giving away, since their movie's already started and they got their stuff? He said, well, we gotta make sure everybody gets what they can, cause they don't want to run out, so come back and check with me after your movie. I was like, okay, cool, that works. So I go to watch Solo, and frankly I had a great time. And then I meet up with the guy again. Dude looks so tired, but he's up for delivering what he promised. And thank you, man, because I got some buttons. No, of course I didn't just get buttons, but let me just go and talk about the buttons first. It came in this packaging. I got a set of both of what I got. So I open up the other one, and you got 2 buttons. One that says Best in the Galaxy, and one that says Never Tell Me the Odds. They're pretty great. Pretty cool, like a little bottle cap like buttons. They're so small. As you can see, they're buttons. But of course the coolest thing you got was a replica of Han Solo's dice as seen in The Last Jedi, A New Hope, and Solo: A Star Wars Story. These awesome things. And they're legit too. These aren't plastic. These are like full-on molded metal. Han Solo's dice. These might actually be the actual size, if not slightly smaller. But if they're actual size, these are great. I'm so happy I got these. These are awesome. I was lucky I got them. Thank you, kind sir, working at AMC Theaters. Did not get your name, but thank you so much. So as far as Solo: Star Wars Story goes, I'm going to keep it spoiler-free. There were a lot of surprises. Some predictions I got right. Some I got wrong. Most I got wrong, honestly. But I won't divulge which it was and wasn't. So, and a surprise cameo that threw me for a loop. So, that was pretty awesome. But I won't go any further than that. Let me just say that Solo: A Star Wars Story is a blast. It's such a fun ride, and I think it's just a different feeling Star Wars story that I really enjoyed. Star Wars film. Sorry, screen froze. Star Wars film, to be honest, it was such a fun time. I definitely liked it better than Rogue One. If you don't know my ranking of the Star Wars films from least to greatest, you go in chronological order. So start with The Phantom Menace at the bottom, hit with The Last Jedi at number 1 for me. I know that's a lot to hear from people. People are just like, okay, your opinion doesn't matter anymore. But like, who cares, dude? Who cares? Just let people enjoy what they want. This is Star Wars. All of it is Star Wars. It's great. And this is no exception. This was, while it's better than Rogue One for me, I don't think it quite meets the original trilogy, like A New Hope and such. Completely fine. It's still a great film. And Alden Ehrenreich, the dude delivered. He delivered as Han Solo. I am so happy because just from the beginning, you get the charisma that this is a young Han Solo. Like, he's not the Han we know yet, but he will be, and you just get some of his mannerisms, the way he speaks. It's just, that's Han Solo. I love it. Meets up with Qi'ra. She's great. She was such a good time. Emilia Clarke did fantastic. I would love to see more Qi'ra in any form or fashion, whether it's prequel to this prequel or sequel, whatever, hologram, comics, whatever, what have you, video games. Just let me get more Qi'ra. I would love to see more of her. And oh, dude, Donald Glover did fantastic as Lando Calrissian. I know Donald Glover's voice, so when I heard him do his Lando voice, I was like, oh wow, that sounds really good. Are you really going to be able to keep that up? That's what she said. Are you really going to be able to keep up the accent throughout the whole film? And he does. It sounds very good. Dude was great. The Millennium Falcon was awesome to see. I won't say what happens to the Millennium Falcon, but it's such a fun ride. And there's a lot of cool stuff that happens. If there's some things you may not have gotten from the trailer, whether or not things do happen, I'll get more into it in spoilers on Saturday during Hyperspace Hype. I've just invented that show, so bear with me. I experienced a whole new Star Wars film. Please give me a moment to process. So Lando was great. L337 was a great droid. I loved her. I would love to see more of her. Honestly, they didn't give me enough of her in this film. I wanted more L3. She was fantastic. Interesting point that happens with her in this film that affects the way you look at Empire Strikes Back, which I'll get more in spoilers. Woody Harrelson as Tobias Beckett was a really fun character. I really enjoyed him. He is very much a Han Solo mentor type figure. it's a Star Wars film, so there's not much I can say. My hands are tied for spoilers. So he did such a great job. The character of Val and Rio, they were great. I would like to have seen more of them. And Paul Bettany, fantastic. He was such a great Star Wars villain. I think he's better than any Star Wars villain of the prequels. You know, that does not include Palpatine or Anakin. But he was one of those characters I was just like, dude, I want more of you. You were fantastic. Paul Bettany is so charismatic. I love it. I love where he sets up his base. His whole environment is fantastic. I loved it. There's so much weird and different creature design I wouldn't really have thought of or expected in a Star Wars film, and I really appreciate that. You do get a sense that this is more than what you see in Star Wars, like Corellia and the Corellian hounds and the creatures that inhabit Corellia in the beginning of the film. It's just fantastic. And then you go to other planets and systems and more creatures and designs that are just so fascinating. I will say they have a use of the opening film. You know, just like Rogue One, this starts out with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then it jumps into the film. They had an interesting way of doing what they did, and it's honestly a really good replacement for the opening crawl for a Star Wars story. I honestly think future Star Wars stories should take notice of what Ron Howard did for this and continue it forward in the other Star Wars stories. Which I think the next one is hopefully Kenobi. It's not confirmed, but it's all but confirmed. So please just announce it at Lucasfilm, maybe at Celebration Chicago 2019, of which I might be attending. So just overall, it was fantastic. It was such a fun ride, and I know I would have had like an even better time if A, my audience was a lot more alive, and B, I didn't have to pee 20 minutes into the film. And this is like over a 2-hour film, so I was suffering. Not suffering in a bad way of the film, just like from my stupidity of drinking a lot before watching the film. I really had to go, but I didn't. I endured for you. Full review. I must take in the entire film to do a proper review for you people. All 8 of you. I don't get a lot of views, I know. So yeah, Solo was a great job. Just I would love to see a Solo sequel. I know these Star Wars stories are supposed to be one-time spin-off, but they were a great time. Did I talk about Chewbacca? Because Chewbacca was great. He was so funny, and just the relationship built between him and Han when they first meet and how that chemistry evolves throughout the film, I love it. And by the end, you get some loyalty that is just so beautiful that you get in the original trilogy. I love it. So I do look forward to more. The ending kind of sets up stuff that there's a lot of setup for like things you know about Han Solo, and I know some people may think that's kind of a drag to have that in a film. But, dude, this is a Han Solo prequel. Like, what did you expect? There's also plenty of new stuff. It's not just like, oh, paint by numbers, this for Han. Like, he got his blaster this way. Or the Millennium Falcon, he got like this. Or Kessel Run that. Or all that other stuff. But there's more to be offered here. And it's an interesting look of molding Han Solo into the Han Solo we know today. And it hooks you right from the beginning. So check it out. I have not seen it in IMAX, unfortunately. I'm going to be seeing it in IMAX probably this week. I would love to go again this weekend. Take a friend of mine and experience it in the best possible way, IMAX. So with that being said, that's my Solo Star Wars story review. I'm kind of vague, but there's just a lot to offer that was really cool. So go check it out. You won't be disappointed. And if you are disappointed, sorry. So that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this review, hit the like button, subscribe if not already. And that being said, I hope you have a great day. May the Force be with you, always.